Today I woke up with a migraine and I went to bed with a migraine, and I still got up today to do what I needed to do. Just because one has a migraine doesn't mean that they stop what they're doing, or rather, neglect what they're supposed to be doing. And besides, it's not like I can't handle a migraine. I mean, I live with them 3 times a week anyway, so it's not a big deal. But this particular migraine was making one of my ears have like a strange muffle. So it was making me unbalanced a little bit, but I worked through it, obviously. And so the day went on. I was reading today, and I thought I should share some of the things that I was reading. I mean, I love reading, as you guys know. And so I was reading about the strength of women and in the Bible, and I realized that there was a lot of strong women in the Bible, not just the short ones that I mentioned, like, Proverbs 31, Titus 2, 1 Timothy 2, 1 Peter 3, Ephesians 5, not just those, but I found like Old Testament more so. For instance, I forgot all about Sarah and Hannah and Leah and Ruth, Naomi, and Esther. These are all some very strong women, right? Bathsheba, David's mistress slash new wife, Bathsheba. But yeah, these are some of the most strongest women I've seen in the Bible. And so I wanted to read about them today. I was reading Esther clearly, and I thought that it was an interesting turn of events. Like, Haman thought that he had one up all of the Jews, and he had not. So yeah, it was a good story, and I really liked it, so I shared it. I forgot to share the story of Ruth and Boaz, but I shared Esther, and I shared the rest of the scriptures that I mentioned in my previous posts in my stories. And yesterday I didn't post as much because I wasn't feeling super great. My migraine put me to bed pretty early because it was just pounding. I couldn't even keep my eyes open, so I had to go to bed early. And so I didn't post as much. Today, however, my migraine was just muffling my ear, so I didn't have too much pounding, so I was much better on posting today and getting things into my stories so that you guys could see how the day went. And by the end of the day, after going shopping, I came back and I had enough energy to make pumpkin pie, so I was super excited about that. I love pumpkin pie. However, I can't eat it, but I wanted to make sure that my family had something nice to eat. So I made pumpkin pie. On top of that, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm making cinnamon buns for breakfast. Oh, and then the next thing I'm doing is granola bars. I really want to make homemade granola bars. I'm super excited about it. I done it once, but they didn't really turn out that well because I think I added too much honey. But this time around, I will not. I will just add the amount that it says, and no more. And then the rest of the ingredients. You're supposed to put all the other ingredients into a bowl, and then you're supposed to like put the honey onto like a saucepan on the stove. And I think there's like a few other ingredients for the stove, like sugar. I think it's brown sugar, actually. Maybe both. Maybe brown sugar and white sugar. Some vanilla, and I think butter. And then the honey. and then you mix it together until it comes to a boil. Once it's boiling, you turn the heat off, you let it sit until it's not boiling, and then you add all of those ingredients while it's still warm into the dry ingredients in the bowl and mix it around, and then put it into a square pan that has parchment paper, and then you push it down so it's like, packed, and then you pop it into the fridge for 2 hours, I believe it is. Then you pull it out, and then you can chop it into bars. So I got a whole bunch of ingredients today because we already have like a bunch of granola just in a box, and I was just like, I want to get it done, so I'm gonna throw it together sometime this weekend. I also wanted to do chocolate chip cookies tomorrow because I want something to bring with us for our day trip for everybody. So I'm probably going to end up doing chocolate chip cookies tomorrow. And when I do chocolate chip cookies, I usually make over 100. So I'm going to make over 100, and we're going to bring like half. I think 50 cookies would do for like 5 people. 5 grown people plus 2 children. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then on top of that, Monday, I have a special project I'm doing for Johnny and the kids. I know that they'll like it. I'm doing mini calzones. I'm super excited about it. So it's going to have ground beef, and it's going to be grilled browned in a pan on the stove with some hickory sauce, maybe a little bit of butter, 1 jalapeno chopped, onion, garlic, and then it's going to be mixed in a bowl with cream cheese and ricotta cheese, and some maybe I might add spinach, but I'm not too sure. I might just add dill weed to it because I want the boys to have something green, so I might just add dill weed to it. And yeah, I think that should be good. And then I'm going to mix it together. Then I'm making a dough, putting it between the dough, folding the dough, egg washing it, throwing it into the oven, and baking it. And then it should come out looking like little calzones. Be really nice. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm so excited for Monday. And then that's the same day I'm also doing meal prep. So I'll be doing meal prep at the same time as I'm doing the calzones, obviously. Because I usually do 2 things at once. Dinner and meal prep. So that's what I'll be doing on Monday. And then I'm going to get the recipe for that curry that Johnny made from Johnny. And I'm going to make that curry recipe on Tuesday. And we're going to have coconut fish curry. It's going to be great. Yummy, yummy, yummy. If we have any calzones left over, he can dip those in. That'd be really cool. Yeah, so it's going to be lots and lots of fun this weekend. Lots of baking, lots of cooking, lots of delicious foods. The house is going to smell so good. I wanted to quickly just mention that I was watching some videos today that came out of Ottawa, and I was very sickened at what I was seeing today. I know that lots of people are kind of like seeing some of it, but it's worse than you think. Like, this isn't really how Canada works. Like, our country isn't this violent. Not at all. Like, normally when we protest, it doesn't get that bad, right? Maybe a cop will shove someone once in a while, but it doesn't get as bad as what I saw today in those videos from Ottawa. like mounted police on horses stomping people and literally trampling them and giving concussions and possibly internal bleeding. Maybe even worse, like somebody must have had whiplash from the videos I've seen, along with pepper spraying people that are standing on sidewalks, not even part of like the front line, people that were just standing there trying to push the police back. They weren't doing anything, and these people were pepper sprayed in the face, elderly people. And I was very disgusted by what I saw. And it's terrible, all the images and videos that are coming out of Ottawa right now. Not only that, I wanted to warn my friends who had, donated to the convoy and also supported them. I told one of my friends not to like get too much involved because of my dream where they were keeping track of everyone who was protesting. Well, I was right. My dream was warning me that they were keeping track. They took pictures of every single person who was at the protest, and all those people don't have access to their bank accounts now. And even people who donated aren't having access to their accounts right now. And this is because they were keeping track of the faces. They were keeping track of the faces at the protest, which I was trying to warn my friend about. And so, just so you guys know, if you guys donated, it's not looking good. Like, it's going to be really, really bad. So, that's why I stayed out of it. I stayed away from it because I knew better. My dream was telling me, and I haven't been involved in any protesting or anything like that because I know that my dream was warning me that things would get worse, right? And things have gotten worse. Like, I can't even believe this is real life right now. I can't even believe it. But the Lord was faithful, and he gave me that dream for a reason. And it was a good warning. It kept us safe because I understood what the dream was saying. And I guess if I had have talked about my dream more, maybe others would have seen the same thing that I knew already. And I'm sorry that I didn't talk about my dream more and warn people. I don't know, people are always calling me a liar and saying this and that, and they don't understand anything. And I've been saying it for over a year about my dream because I had that dream in like November 2020. So I've been saying it for over a year now, what that dream was about. And I have tons of time-stamped messages proving when I had the dream and when I told people about it for over a year. So I don't care what anybody says. I've been telling people for over a year about that dream. And I guess I should have talked about it more or did more of a video about it. And I'm very sorry I didn't. I don't know. It's strange. I just didn't. And now I feel like I should have. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to touch on that real briefly. And if you're in Ottawa and you're not part of the official convoy, I would try to leave and get out and just, walk away. I know it seems like something that you shouldn't do because you feel like your presence or what you're doing will somehow change things. But I'm telling you right now, God's will be done. And it doesn't matter if you're there or if you leave. Their plans have already been set in place for decades. These demons in high authority, the fallen angels, they know what they're doing. And God has already set this plan. He wrote a book to tell us what was going to happen. And nobody's reading their Bible so that they know what is about to happen, and know that it doesn't matter what you do, you can't stop it. We can't stop it. It's going to happen. It's like saying that, oh, Noah could have stopped the flood. No, Noah knew that he couldn't stop the flood. So instead, he just prepared his family for it. You know what I mean? Listen to God and what God was saying. That's what we need to be doing right now. It's the days of Noah. We need to be preparing ourselves and listening for God's guidance on what to do for us and our family. And know that there is no way we can stop what's happening or coming. We can't. There's just no way of doing it. So I hope that you take this warning and you receive it well, for one. Two, I hope that you take this warning and go and read, I believe it's in Genesis, the story of Noah, okay? And understand what it was really saying. It's a foreshadowing, okay? And then, if you can, flip over to the New Testament and read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And then flip over to the book of Acts, read Acts. And then flip over to Revelations and read the whole book of Revelations. And you will see that there is no way we can stop what is happening, no matter what. We're just ultimately hurting ourselves trying. So I would just not try and just prepare myself spiritually, physically, and mentally for the rest of what's going to happen. Because as we know, there's going to be like a huge war soon. And it's not going to be like any other war. And this is when the Antichrist will take the stage. It has to happen now because he's got to take the stage September 2023. So he's running out of time. The world war has to start soon. And then he's going to take the stage, seeming to have all the answers. He's going to stop the war or fix something that stops the war. And then he's going to implement a worldwide system, the beast system, which is already in place. It's just about to take off. Beast system currency, beast system government, beast system everything. And then he's going to demand proof that you've gotten the mark, which is already on the table and being distributed right now in mass. And I know people are like, oh, I don't want to believe that so many people have been damned already. Well, sorry to say, but God said that the road is narrow, straight and narrow, actually. And the word straight isn't the word as in straight nail or straight line, straight as in narrow. So STRAAIT. So that means narrow. And then it says narrow. So it says straight and narrow. So it's saying narrow and narrow, which to me is suggesting that we are to take away from that very, very narrow. And he even says in the sentence, few be there that find it, meaning that we think that there's going to be millions and billions of people in heaven. No, there's only going to be like hundreds, maybe thousands. And if we're lucky, maybe 100,000. But there will not be millions. So, sorry to say this, but yes, the majority is on the broad and wide road to destruction. I'm sorry. Only a few be that find the narrow road. Okay? So stop thinking that your friend Peggy is going to go to heaven. She probably is not, because she took the mark and she is not going. Okay? And like I've said, some of them before were probably mixed batches, meaning some of them were the mark and some of them weren't. And the only way to know is if you were convicted after taking it, regretted it, and repented, and you felt God's presence, which is the Holy Ghost. If you felt the Holy Ghost and you were fearful of him not knowing you on that day, that means you were saved and you did not take the mark, because the people who took the mark are proud of it, boasting about it, prideful about it, and actually trying to get everyone else to take the mark. Those people are damned. Okay? That's how you know a damned person from not a damned person. So I hope that was helpful for those who are probably like, but I took it and I follow the Lord, and I'm very scared that he's not going to recognize me on that day if I took it. Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're fearful that he's not going to know you on that day, chances are it was one of the batches that was not the mark, which is a good thing. That doesn't mean go out and risk it by taking it, okay? That doesn't mean that go out and risk any part of it. Don't take any more. Don't go and listen and do the upgrades or more. Don't do it. You don't need it. Psalms 91 is all you need. And if you need proof, me and my family hasn't taken it. And it's been 2 years and we haven't even seen much of the flu. Just so you know. Well, me, because I'm autoimmune diseased, but I get pretty much sick 4 times a year maybe, and it lasts between 4 to 8 weeks because of my autoimmune disease. But I'm autoimmune disease, so my kids have not been sick except maybe once in 2020, and not since then. So yeah, almost 2 years for them not being sick. Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean once, as in Lucas was sick in 2020, but he wasn't sick with the flu. He had a stomach bug for 24 hours and then it was gone. So yeah, other than that, no illness in them. And Johnny has not been sick either. So there you have it, folks. Psalm 91. Whenever one of them feels under the weather, I pray Psalms 91 over them and they get better within hours, or they feel better. And most likely it wasn't any kind of flu or anything if they're better within a few hours. So just something not agreeing with them. You know what I mean? Or they woke up too early and they just didn't feel good that day. But I still pray Psalms 91 over them if they say, oh, my tummy hurts, or oh, my head hurts, or oh, I don't feel good. I'll pray Psalms 91 over them. Because that's what you do. And I trust the Lord, so I know the Lord's got us. Nothing to worry about. He has proven himself more than 100 million times over, so I don't need anyone to tell me any different, because I know my Lord and I trust him completely. I have seen his miracles in my life, so whatever. Think whatever you want, but you will not change my mind about my Lord and Savior. And so tomorrow I will continue on with my crocheting, because I have to finish the last row of the bust, and then I get to start on the skirt. I know it's taken me forever. It's because it's the first time I've ever done it. Okay, guys? It's the first time. So, the first time I need to have, or make sure that I have it right. Okay? So, now I'm going to head off to bed because I have to get up super early. So, well, not super early. I have to get up at 7:30, which is earlier than 4:30, but you know what I mean. I have to get to sleep and get some sleep before I wake up and make cinnamon buns. I'm super excited about it. Don't worry, guys. I'll film. Don't worry. I film, and I'll be using my iWatch to, prove my numbers, because I have haters out there saying I'm a lazy person and I don't do what I say I'm doing, and I do exactly what I say I'm doing, because there's no point in, lying about it. What do I have to gain from it? So I just have the numbers to prove it. So shut those haters up, sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. Sit down. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a good weekend. We're going to have a great one. And I will post at the end of the weekend, like I did last weekend. I'll post at the end of the weekend, the whole weekend. Okay? Love y'all. Have a great Friday. Have a great Friday. See you guys on Monday. Love y'all. Bye.
What's this? Oh shit, this is fucking cool! Whoa!
When I ask how many pictures my mom has of me in her phone,
525,600. People think I'm obsessed with this, but I'm okay with it. I am obsessed with it. And I think this is an obsession that doesn't hurt anyone.
Üst üste gelmesi gerekiyor. Bu yüzden bakın bir tane atladım. İkincisine batıyorum. Tekrar trabzan. Yanına battım. Tekrar trabzan. Tığımın üzerine aldım. Birinci trabzanın ön kısmından aldım. 1, 2, kapatıyorum. Tekrar doladım. İkinci